Lesson 10. Popular masses, the subset of history. This lesson, we are going to study the popular masses, the subset of history. Different from the natural movement, there is the subject in the socio-historical movement, and it is none other than the popular masses. Leader Kim Jong-il said, "The subject of the social movement consists in the masses of the people. Without the masses, there would be no social movement itself, nor would it be conceivable to talk about historical progress." The natural movement takes place spontaneously through the interaction of materials which exist objectively. But the social movement is caused and developed by the volitional action and role of the subject. Unfavorable natural and geographical conditions and socio-historical conditions are changed into favorable ones with the enhancement of the volitional action and role of the subject. Different factors acting on the socio-historical movement, including the fundamental purpose and orientation, main cause and driving force of the socio-historical movement, can be correctly understood only when they are considered in combination with the volitional action and role of the subject. The popular masses are the subject of history. This means that the masses of the people are the performers who cause and accelerate the socio-historical movement purposefully, consciously, and actively. The masses of the people are a social collective combined by common needs of independent demand and creative activities centering on the working people. The working people are the main component of the masses of the people. An important index of working people is that they are the direct creators whose mode of existence is the creation of social wealth. Working means that one makes activities of producing social wealth with his strengths and efforts. In the past, material wealth was mainly considered as social wealth, and those who make physical labor are regarded as creators of social wealth. Mental and cultural wealth, along with material wealth, were important components of social wealth with the development of productive forces in society and science and technology. At the same time, mental labor along with physical labor were included in the activities for creating social wealth, and the mental labor held a big proportion with the development of society. Whether they create material wealth or mental or cultural wealth, all of their creations are labor activities. There exist some differences in both technical and cultural attainments and working conditions between the people engaged in technical and mental labor and those in physical labor, but they have an essential commonness in view that they are the working people. The popular masses are the main members, the majority of society, and their commonness has been constantly altered in the process of socio-historical development. The popular masses appeared in the hostile class society, and the word popular masses assumes class character. In the hostile class society, society is divided into the exploiting class and the exploited class, the ruling class and the ruler class, according to whether they hold means of production and state power or not, and the exploited and ruled class form the basic component of the working masses. With the development of productive forces and technology in society, the class composition that forms the popular masses was changed in the direction that the number of working people engaged in mental labor, the intellectual labor, increases, whereas the number of those engaged in physical labor decreases. In socialist society, where class antagonism was removed, all working people become the masters of the state and society, the historical working people, and thus become members of the popular masses. The popular masses are a social collective combined with commonness in independent demands and creative activities. The term popular masses reflects a social class relationship but it is not a simple class concept. Members of the popular masses are distinguished from those of different kinds in society. The popular masses are desirous of living as masters of the world and their destiny against all sorts of subjugation and restriction. Social class position cannot be an absolute criterion in determining whether they are members of the popular masses or not. Those who are affected by revolutionary influence and acquire advanced ideas can serve the popular masses irrespective of their social class position. The criterion distinguishing whether they are the popular masses or not is decided not by which social class background they have, but by which ideology they have. An important ideological basis that combines the people of all walks of life is ideological consciousness of independence. At present, the highest stage of independent ideological consciousness is the socialist idea. The popular masses' aspiration and demands for independence are completely realized through the struggle for socialism. Anyone who has the socialist ideology can be a member of the popular masses, irrespective of his class origin and location of his residence. Idea of loving country, nation, and people, along with the socialist country, is also the ideological basis combining members of society into the popular masses. The idea of loving the country, nation, and people is an independent idea, valuing and loving independence of country and nation, the independence of the popular masses. Therefore, anyone who has this idea can serve the country and nation and become a member of the popular masses. The popular masses, the subject, cause and accelerate the socio-historical movement. The popular masses are the only collective that causes and propels the socio-historical movement on its own initiative among all other different classes and collectives in society. The socio-historical movement is caused and history developed by the purposeful and conscious struggle of the popular masses who transform nature and society. The popular masses harness nature, develop productive forces, and create material wealth. They also create ideological and cultural wealth. Social relations and social systems are also transformed by the popular masses. All material and technical wealth of society are created and social relations developed by the popular masses, and in accordance with it, history advances. Objective factors have effective influence upon the course and development of social movement, thanks to the volitional action and role of the popular masses, the subject of history. Objective factors acting on the socio-historical movement include socio-historical conditions and natural and geographical conditions of each country and its people. The socio-historical conditions are included by social system and material and technical means, whereas the natural and geographical conditions by natural and geographical location, climate, natural resources, and the like. Man is unable to make history with disregard of objective conditions, but the objective conditions do not play a decisive role in causing and developing the socio-historical movement. It is not the objective conditions, but the volitional action and role of the popular masses, the subject, that play a decisive role in causing and developing the socio-historical movement. The popular masses' volitional action and role decide the action of objective factors upon the social development. The popular masses grasp how much already provided material and technical means, advanced social system, and favorable natural and geographical environments make contribution to their independent demands and social development, and make them do it substantially. Favorable objective conditions are created actively and improved and developed constantly by the popular masses. The whole process of the course and development of the socio-historical movement is the process in which the favorable conditions for independence are provided and the development of society is made by the volitional action and role of the popular masses for transforming nature, society, and man. The exploiting class cannot be the subject of history. The exploiting class is the reactionary of history. The exploiting class is not interested in social development, and it has no ability to develop society. For the exploiting class, development of society means precisely the abolition of exploiting class itself. Accordingly, they seek to stop and turn back the advance of history in order to keep their privileged position. They resort to every means and method to hinder the popular masses from playing the role as the subject of history. Today, the capitalist class continues appeasement and deception, pressure, isolation and suffocation, and military invasion in order to check the independent development of progressive countries and nations and maintain and restore the outdated order of exploitation and oppression. After all, the exploiting class is not the subject of social movement, but the reactionary of history and target of the revolution. Thank you for this lesson. Next lesson, we will study the independent subject of history.